In this Photoshop tutorial we will learn how to make an animated GIF. Let's get it done. Alright, so here we are in Photoshop and we got this pre-made design, banner design already, and we want to animate this and make a GIF of it. So the first thing we want to do is go over here to window up here and then check this timeline option, and then down here we will have something like that, and we click on create video timeline, and then we will be getting this timeline settings. So this is where we will be animating this design. So over here we got play button, we can click on it and the time indicator moves, and we can already see that it's 5 seconds long, and we can move frame by frame over here. So we can move forward with this and we can move backward with this one. We can mute the audio from this one, and if you want to go back to the beginning, then we click on this. Over here we can make it loop, we can make the animation loop. So over here we have the design layers in a group together, and each of those layers have an arrow to it. So as you can see, and if you click on it, as you can see, it's just like in After Effects. So we get some options over here. So transform is for the layers position and size, and the opacity is for layers visibility. So we close this ones now, and we select all of those together and move this to the first second. So all of those are open over here, so we will close this as well because it's making too much space. And we want to move this, we will start from bottom to top. So we will move this design to 10th frame and open this settings. We got this. Let's see what we got inside. So we want to animate this shape, so we click on, we set a keyframe on position, and this is telling us that we need to animate the mask as well. So over here we got this options, so it's done it automatically for us. I didn't even click on it, it's done it automatically. So we move to 20 frames and set another keyframe to those, and now we change this ones for the beginning. So we change the position, we can just move from this one by dragging this over here, and I drag this while holding shift. So let's have a look at it. We got something like that. Now we close this one, we animate this shape one. So we will choose opacity for this. So set a keyframe to opacity and then go to first second, set another keyframe and go to this one again and change the opacity. So as you can see over here, change the opacity for this to 0. So let's have a look now. So I move this even more so we can't see it. We got something like that for now, and we are done with this design. Now to animate this other group called image over here. So we click on the arrow and we got to see what we got over here on the image. So let's see by toggling this eye on and off. So we got this objects, and we want to animate those as well, so I'll move this image to 1 second 20 frame or so. Let's see the keyframes for those, and we move according to those. So to 1 second. We move this image to the first second. And so we got this other groups as well. For lamp, we want to animate this one first, so we go over here, we open this one as well, and then we got this option for transform. So set a keyframe to it, move by 10 frames, set another keyframe, and go to this beginning, go to the beginning and move this like so. So let's have a look at it. So this one comes, and we want to animate the other ones now. So we close this and go to lamp, open this lamp settings and set a keyframe to transform again, go to 20 frames, 1 second 20 frames, set another keyframe, and just like we've done before with this first one, we click on this and while holding shift we drag outside of the frame. So we got this coming one by one, and now we want to animate this picture. So we close this for lamps and we got this option for picture. Open this arrows and do the same. So set a keyframe to transform, move to 2 seconds, set another keyframe. Now while holding shift, go to the beginning, and we can just drag this up while holding shift. Okay, let's have another look. Okay, it's looking fine. We will animate the text group now, so we close this. Close this image group, close this design group. So we were at 2 seconds. We drag this text group to 2 seconds, and now we open the settings. We got title, subtitle, and this link for the website. So we want to animate this subtitle first. So go to the beginning and set a keyframe to opacity for this one, and go to 2 second 10 frames, set another keyframe, and then when we go to the beginning, we over here we change the opacity for this subtitle to 0. So we got something like that coming, and we want to animate this main title. So we close this one and go to title. So at 2 second 10 frames, where this one ends, we set a keyframe to opacity for this one as well. So move by 10 frames, set another keyframe, the same process. And for this beginning, we change this over here to 0. Let's have a look right away. And over here, there's icons appear as well. So we want to move this. This is on inside of social media group. So we will move this to 4 seconds for now until we can see it. And now we are going to animate this button text, button link. So we close this one for title, go to over here your website, and let's see where the keyframes were. I reopened it and I'll close it again. So at 2 second 20 frames we set a keyframe on opacity. Now we move to 3 seconds and set another keyframe. The same process that we've done before, and this one at the beginning we change the opacity over here on the right to 0, so they appear one by one, as you can see. Okay, looking fine. We close this one, we move to 3 seconds, we close this one. So now we animate this social media group, and we will drag this group layer back to 3 seconds. So that was where the other animations end. So we drag this over here and we open this arrow. We got from left to right Facebook, Instagram and YouTube. So we animate Facebook first. We open the arrow for Facebook and set a keyframe on opacity and move by 10 frames, 3 seconds, 10 frames, set another keyframe and change the opacity to 0. Now go to 3 seconds, 10 frames and open this settings for Instagram, set a keyframe to opacity, move by 10 frames, set another one and change this one to 0. Now go to the end of the animation, 3 seconds, 20 frames, close Instagram one and open YouTube. So set another keyframe to opacity and move to 4th second and set another one, change this one to 0. And let's have a look at it. Looking good. And now we will close this all. So close this one as well, and we can, by dragging this, we can make this a 5 seconds long GIF. So let's have a look at it. Let's have a look at the whole animation. So now we have done this and we want to save this as a GIF file. So to do that we go over here to File and File, go to Export and choose this one, Save for Web Legacy. So we got its shortcut over here, so Alt plus Shift plus Control plus S at the same time. So click on it and we get some settings. So over here we need to make sure to choose GIF for this one, and colors should be 255, should be enough. And outside of this ones we don't need to change much settings, so it's good to know that we can change the looping option over here, so we can make it loop forever or we could make it loop once, and we can give it a certain number over here. So after we have done this, we just click on save and we can rename this. So I'll call this banner and then click on save, and we will have a look at it. We will have a look at the end animation. So now we know how to make a GIF in Photoshop. Hopefully this was helpful for you guys. If you enjoyed, subscribe to the channel, like the video as well, and I'll be seeing you on the next video.